nationally in support in the latest polls coming out. There are calls still for him to quit. Calls, very strong calls from one congressman in particular, a Republican from Florida, Congressman David Jolly. And he is joining me now. I should mention, Congressman, you have thrown your support behind and endorsed Jeb Bush for president. Sorry for that brief interlude before we could get to you, but we did want to get that in. So let's discuss. You take to the House floor and you say it is time for Donald Trump to quit. It's time for this Republican field to be smaller, and he's the one that needs to go. In this regard, you're siding with the Obama White House on this. Josh Earnest said very much the same thing from the White House briefing room. Why'd you do it?
Well, I'm also siding with Paul Ryan, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Southern Baptist Convention. I didn't do this for politics. I did this because as a nation, we should be hyper-focused on a security platform that will be successful. Let's increase our special operators overseas and destroy ISIS on their own soil. Let's secure our borders, strengthen the vetting process of those who want to come here legally, increase surveillance of homegrown terror. What Donald Trump has suggested is a religious registry that goes against the very foundation of our nation's religious liberty principles and harkens back to a very dark chapter in history. I think it was a sad thing that Donald Trump did, and that's why I spoke out, not because of politics.
But Congressman, to be clear, Paul Ryan did not call on Donald Trump to step out, to step down, to quit this race. He said this is not who we are as a party, this is not who we are as conservatives. You've gone further than anybody. Why call on him to quit? He's the front runner.
Because I don't think he reflects American ideals, conservative ideals, or Republican ideals. Somebody asked me, are you fighting for the soul of the party? And I said, no, I'm fighting for the dignity of the party. You know, Donald Trump and I have something in common, believe it or not. We both call it like we see it. And when I heard what Donald Trump said, I had to speak out. We both call it like we see it. I just see it very differently. I want us to secure the nation through a responsible and successful security platform. A religious registry does nothing to accomplish that. Donald Trump is wrong, and I wish he would get out of the race.
So, Congressman, what do you say then to the 35% in this latest poll who've thrown their support behind Donald Trump, and a majority of Donald Trump's supporters say that, they are firm in their decision?
I think this issue is bigger than Donald Trump, and I would ask people currently supporting Donald Trump to seriously look at what is his plan to destroy ISIS. He was asked that at a town hall, and he said, oh, you don't want to know my plan. Yes, we do. We should know the plan of every candidate. It's why I mentioned those four things: defeat ISIS on their soil, secure our borders, strengthen the vetting process, strengthen surveillance here at home of homegrown terror. Donald Trump wants to talk about people's religion. Listen, I'm a born-again Christian, and I am proud that I can say that on national TV. I worry about the religious freedom of our churches, our home schools, our church schools, to teach what they believe. In a Donald Trump America, he is suggesting a religious registry by which the government would now be able to control what we teach. I worry about it from the left. Now we have a candidate on the right that is suggesting it. I think it's wrong. I'm going to speak out against it.
From the left, are you worried about becoming a general election ad against the nominee Trump?
Listen, sometimes you got to put politics aside. I didn't get into politics simply to make safe decisions, to not speak out for the sake of my own re-election. I got into politics because I believe people want to hear an independent voice and speak to true conservative American values. That's why I spoke out against the dangerous rhetoric that Donald Trump continues to engage in.
Congressman, you have put your support behind Jeb Bush for president. In this latest poll that I've been talking about, where Trump's at 35%, you see right there, Jeb Bush is at 3%. What happened to your guy?
Listen, we still have a long ways to go. I think John Kerry was at 5 or 6% in November, December of preceding the Iowa caucuses in New Hampshire, and he ended up getting the nomination. Jeb Bush brings remarkable experience.
Do you think he has no chance of winning Iowa caucuses?
Oh, I don't worry about specific states. I can tell you this. I think Jeb Bush has a pathway to become the nominee, and I hope he is. He is the most qualified in the race. We have a lot of great candidates in the race for the White House. I'm proud of so many of them on our side of the aisle. I just wish we had one less than Donald Trump.
All right, well, we will wait and see, because Donald Trump is known for to lash out once he is challenged. We will wait to see what response you'll get for your calls.
We both call it like we see it. I respect that in Donald. We just see it very, very differently.
That is very clear. Congressman, thank you very much. Thanks for joining me.
All right. Thank you, Kate.
All right.